Hey everyone, I'm THPine and welcome to Recursed. What is Recursed, you ask? I like to call it a chests in rooms in chests recursion puzzle game. It's available on Steam and this is what it looks like. Before we start, I have to make a disclaimer because this game is made by Ponky, who is a regular viewer of mine and I occasionally chat with him. So I'm probably biased as fuck towards this game, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Also, if you're wondering about the resolution thing, the game renders in a very small 3x4 resolution, which you can upscale, which I did, but you cannot change the ratio, so we're stuck with this. Don't blame me, blame Ponky who made the game. Anyway, let's talk about the game, shall we? So it's a puzzle game, and you play this little girl with green hair, and you can jump around, and the puzzles evolve around chests, which are in rooms. We are in a room right now, and down there's a chest, and in those chests, we can jump into them, or other rooms. So in every chest is a room, basically, and chests are in rooms, so you have rooms in rooms, which explains the name Recursed, which is because it's based on recursion. While we are in this room, we can pick up this key, for example, and leave the room again by entering this purple dust thingy, whatever, glowing thingy, by pressing the X button, and we're back in the first room with the key now. So now we can use the key to open this door, and there's another chest over here which we can carry around. So yeah, we can carry and throw around chests, and keep in mind, chests are rooms. So we can carry and like move around rooms, which causes some really interesting puzzle design. The goal of every level is to reach this purple crystal, and if you touch it, you complete the level, and you go back to the level select. And this was one of the earlier levels. I'm going to show you later ones to demonstrate how the levels or the puzzle design in this game, demonstrate the puzzle design in this game. So I have to make a spoiler warning here, because obviously if I want to show you more levels, I will spoil some of them, but I want to show you them because I want to show you the game mechanics. So if you want to go completely blindly into this game, and I recommend it, but keep in mind I'm biased, turn off the video now, buy the game and play it for yourself. However, I try to choose levels where it is not super terrible if you get spoiled. So I try to choose them carefully so your experience is not getting ruined by watching this video. But still, spoiler warning. Okay, let's go into the next level, which is this one, the first level of World 2. And this one's a little bit more complex because we have 3 chests now. So let's get into this chest and take a look. So there's a key down here. Okay, let's pick up the key. And this is actually a good moment to explain the jumping mechanics and throwing mechanics. So you can jump fairly high, as you can see here. However, if you pick up an object, you can't anymore because you're heavier than before. And now you can jump as high. I can still get up here though. And you can throw things around sideways until they hit something. So that's how the core mechanics of this game, like the jumping and throwing mechanics, work, and that's actually pretty important for a lot of puzzles, so keep that in mind. So we throw the key over there, and that allows us to jump up here, go over here. This is actually set up in a way that you learn how this works exactly. And there we go, we leave this room, oops, and let's just put the key down here and take a look into this room, shall we? Okay, we need the key here because if we want to take this block, and we need this block for the last room. I know this because I played this level before. So we can't bring it up here. So we need this door to be open so we can jump up here with the block. So we need to get the key in here. Okay, let's see. Oh, actually to get back up there I need a block as well. Let's pick it up again. Choo. There we go. Jump up here, leave the room. Okay, we have to get the key in there. Easy, right? No, it's not, because we cannot actually get up there. Ha! So what do you do if you can't bring the key to the chest? Well, you bring the chest to the key. There we go. And you jump into there, take the key, open the door, pick up the block, get over there. And now we're in a similar situation because we have to get this key in the upper right chest, but we cannot get out here. So let's instead grab the chest, jump down here, and take the block inside. And we needed to complete the level. There we go. That's one of the very core mechanics of the game. Let me show you another one, which is a little bit more complicated. So in this level, we have 2 chests. Let's take a look at the first chest. Okay, there's a key down there. What happens if we pick it up? Well, we can't actually leave anymore. We're stuck here. So now I'm completely stuck and I have to restart the level because there's no way getting out of here. So it's a little weird. How do we get the key out of there? Because we need the key to open this door to solve the level. Well, similar to earlier, if we can't get the key out of there, let's get the other room towards there, because you cannot only pick up a chest, you can also take the chest and bring it to another room. There we go. Now the chest, which is a room, is in the other chest, which is a room as well. So we moved one room, or like a door to a room, to another room, which is a very interesting mechanic. And now we can take the key and get down here and solve the level. Cool. Okay. One more example to show you how this works a little bit more in a little bit more complicated scenarios. And actually this kind of demonstrates a new mechanic as well. So far, every chest opened a new room. Well, this one doesn't. It actually opens the same room. Well, not the same room, but a new instance of the same room. So this is actually not the same room. So let's demonstrate that by just picking up this block, for example. Or, yeah, and put the block down here. So now we jump into this chest, and you see it's reset because it's not the same room anymore. And actually, well, let's demonstrate something else. So we put down the block here, we jump into the chest. Now we have a fresh room, but if we leave now again, we're still in the same instance we were before, so the block is down here again. And this is a very important mechanic. And it also is combined with a different mechanic every time. Well, can I demonstrate this here? Yeah, I kind of can. Every time you enter a room through a chest, the room will be reset. So if we bring this block in here and put it down here, and now we leave, and we go back in there again, the room is reset and the block disappeared. So every time you enter a room, the room will be reset. And yeah, so how do we solve this level? Well, actually, I don't really want to show you. You can figure it out for yourself, but I just wanted to show you the mechanic of like looping rooms. So some chests do not bring you to another room, but to another instance of the same room, or like to another instance of some room. Like sometimes it's not the room the chest is in, especially if you can move the chest. That gets extremely weird sometimes. Anyway, let me show you more mechanics. So this is the second world. And basically every world introduces a new mechanics. There are 7 worlds. Well, the last world doesn't introduce anything new, but this one does. So this is the third world, and it introduces water. So you can swim in water, as you would expect. Oh yeah, by the way, those rings. Wait, let's restart. So those rings are kind of like the story and not really tutorial thingies, but they give you some hints sometimes. You can throw them against the wall. And as you can see, they're voice acted, and they like the rings talk to you, and they're kind of what, as I said, it's kind of the story element of the game. Okay, so we can swim in water. Nothing wrong with that so far. How do we solve this level? Well, you can do something else with water. If we bring the chest into the water, the chest will be flooded, and the whole room is underwater now. And now we can just leave. Yeah. Combine this with the chests in rooms in chests mechanic, and you get some really crazy level. But it gets more crazy than that. Let's take a look at the next world, which is this one, and the first level in this one. And the new mechanic in this, yeah, well, you see it in a moment. Okay, so in this level, we have to get this key to open the door over there. Fair enough. We probably need a block or two to get up there. So let's get into this chest and take a look. Oh, there's a block. Good. Oh, it's glowing green. What does this mean? Well, let's not worry about that for a moment. Just take the block. Okay, we need another block. So as mentioned earlier, if we enter a room, it will reset. So if I go in there, the block will be there again. Except that it's not, because the block is a green block. And green stuff will not actually be reset. Green stuff is always only in one instance of one room. No, that's not true. In one room, not necessarily one instance. Like, it can be in every instance of the same room, but it's only ever in one room. So we moved it out of this room, so it's not in here anymore. If it would have been a regular block, it would have been reset when we enter. Actually, can we do this with the ring? Maybe I can demonstrate that. Let's take the ring out of here, put it here, and enter there again. And the ring is reset, and now we have actually 2 rings. So that's like, so if this would be a regular block, it would be really easy to solve this. We just get another block, stack them up, and get up there. However, you can still do it with one. It's just a little tricky, and this level is designed to make you wonder. Like, it is designed to just get you in this situation. I just tried to demonstrate, like, fake, I guess, because I knew the solution already. Oops, that's not what I wanted. So yeah, the correct solution is to just take one block and make a tight. God damn it, I'm an idiot. Sorry. Make a fairly tight jump. Goddamn, I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm a fucking retard. Sorry. No, I'm too stupid to jump. Let's move the block a little further. Yeah, I'm not good at jump and run games. Well, platformers, I should say. God damn it. I remember this being easier. There we go. That should do the trick if I press the jump button. What am I even doing? There we go. Finally. Okay, cool. So that's the green stuff. So the green stuff will be combined with water and with chests in chests in rooms in chests. And especially looping chests in combination with green stuff causes some really crazy puzzles. But I don't want to spoil them, so I'm not going to show you them. But trust me that they get pretty complicated. So this is probably the most complicated world, actually. They're not really getting more challenging. They're all challenging. Don't get me wrong. All the puzzles in this game are fairly hard to beat. But they're not like, it's not that the last world is the super hard world. I think this one might be like the hardest one, actually, or the next one. The next one is actually, this one is actually a little harder. This introduces a new mechanic, but I'm not going to show you that one because it's not that interesting. Let me show you the last world. So this is the last world. Not the last world, the second to last world, but this is the last world that introduces a new mechanic. So let me show you that one. Okay, it starts pretty basic. We have 2 blocks and a chest. So to get up there, we have to build a little staircase here. Jump up there and get the chest. Okay, cool, easy enough. Let's get into the chest. Okay, we need a block to get up there. So let's get out again. Take the block, go in there. Put a block down here, and we can jump up there. Okay, cool. We need another block in here, which is not possible, usually, because you can only bring 1 item into a room. Well, as long as the items are not green, but that's a different story. 1 regular item, because if I would leave now the room now and enter it again, it would, remember, be reset. So the first block would have disappeared. However, you may have noticed the green glowing stuff down here, the green stars. Well, this is the new mechanic of this world. If we leave through the green thingy, we're back here. We get back out of the chest and we have a new item, which is called a jar. And the jar is basically a one-time extra or a one-time additional exit to a room. So every room only has 1 exit usually, the one you came in, or no exit if it's the initial room. So it only has 1 exit, the one you came in. And if you use it, you're back out of the chest you entered earlier. However, with the jars, that's not true anymore. A jar is an additional exit. However, only a one-time use. So if you go back in here, the green stuff disappears, and, well, we can't leave it anymore. So to solve this, I probably have to do something else like than this. But, well, the idea is you can bring other items into the jar. And so you can bring another item into the room. And this is pretty interesting, and in combination with the other mechanics, gets pretty weird again and pretty crazy. But I think you notice a pattern here. Every mechanic adds another layer of complexity to the core mechanics, which are fairly complex already. Like the core mechanics of chests in rooms and in chests is fairly crazy already. So the first few levels in the second world are fairly tricky already. The first world is more like a tutorial about like how you jump and throw around blocks and stuff like that. So it doesn't really count, in my opinion. But the second world is where it really starts. And yeah, that's all the mechanics I wanted to show you. Let's talk about the puzzle design. So the puzzle design, in my opinion, is really good. And the puzzle design in a puzzle game is obviously the most important thing because it's a puzzle game, right? If the puzzles are shit, the game is shit. So in this game, that's luckily not the case, at least in my opinion. Keep in mind, I'm biased, but still, I think the puzzle design in this game is really great. It's pretty challenging. It might be a little too challenging for some people, but it's pretty challenging, which is cool if you like a challenge. And the learning curve is pretty good, in my opinion. It's pretty, like, you always learn new tricks. Every few levels you learn a new trick. Or basically, actually every level, but in some instances it's just a very minor thing. But usually, like, every few levels you learn a new core, not necessarily mechanic, but a new core trick how to do something. Like, for example, duplicate an item, or move a chest around to another chest, or stuff like that. So that's a new skill you learn. And levels are always set up very cleverly in a way that the game tells you or teaches you this mechanic without actually telling it tell you what to do or show you what to do. It will just let you explore how to do it, but they're like designed in a way that makes it intuitive to explore or to figure out the trick and learn a new mechanic by yourself, which is the best way of doing like a mechanic, like a tutorial or teaching players game design, not game design, game mechanics in general. Teaching players how to play the game, I guess, is a better phrase here. So I'm very, very happy that this game achieves to do that, because that's, as mentioned, the best method of doing so, and the most fun and the most rewarding as well. And as I said, I really like the puzzle design, and I cannot really like put my finger on why it is so good, but I can tell you what I feel or what I felt when I played this game. So when I solved the puzzle every time, like for every puzzle, and that holds true for really every puzzle felt rewarding for me. I felt really, really smart when I solved it. Every time I was, wow, well, except for the first world maybe, but for the second world and later, every time I solved the puzzle was like, wow, that was clever. I learned something new here, and I feel smart now because I figured it out. And every time I got stuck in a level, I was not frustrated. I was like, okay, this is really complicated. I don't feel bad for not solving this at all. Let's just move on and maybe come back later. And that worked out pretty well as well. And that might be because I'm biased and was like, okay, I'm not getting frustrated because I know Portponky. I'm not sure. But I felt like it was because the puzzle design was so good. Okay, enough praise for the puzzle design. But trust me, it's good. Well, don't trust me, I'm biased. But anyway, I think it's good. I enjoy it quite a bit. Let's take a look at the option menu and then wrap it up. So you have different language settings, which will not affect the voice acting, but actually not the subtitles either. It will only affect the option text and stuff like that. You can turn off the subtitles if you want. The upscale mode is only important if you're in full screen mode. Basically, there are 3 versions, and it's how the game stretches to the screen, like in different ways. And you can turn. You can switch between full screen and window mode. No borderless window mode, unfortunately. And you can turn on and off VSync. Also, we have sound, well, not sliders, but sound options, which only works in 10% steps, though. So a slider would be nicer here, especially because even on the lowest setting, 10%, well, the lowest setting is 0, but on the lowest setting that is not mute, the game is still fairly loud, and I had to reduce my Windows settings on top of that to make this recording possible and not have terrible sound balancing. But it's good that we have separate sound sliders, so that's cool. Well, not sliders, but options. Also, you can rebind the keys, which is really cool, but I think that the default key rebinding is very, very cool already. So, or very good already. Like, it's pretty straightforward. You don't have a lot of keys. So you have up, down, left, right. You can also play with the gamepad. You have jump, you have views, and you can pause. You can go to the menu, I guess. And one thing to notice here, which is like a really small detail, but as a German person, I really enjoy this. The jump button, you can see, is on actually 3 buttons. Well, it's on the gamepad and 2 keyboard buttons, Z and Y. The reason for that is that on the German keyboard, the Z and the Y button are actually flipped. And if a game, like a lot of games, bind keys to Y and X, Z and X and Z and, well, I always get confused with the American and British Z and Z and whatever. But usually a lot of games bind buttons to that because it's a pretty good button to reach with your left hand. However, if they are flipped on a German keyboard, that gets annoying pretty fast. So it's really, really cool that the jump button is actually on Z and Y. So it doesn't matter if you use a German keyboard. Thumbs up for that. Very small detail, but I appreciate it quite a bit. Okay, I think that's it. Oops. I could repeat myself 10 times about the puzzle design because I really think it's really, really, really good. But that doesn't make for a good video, so let's just wrap it up here. And I hope you try it out yourself. The link is, as always, in the description below. It's called Recursed. It released today on Steam. It's by Portponky, cool guy. And I'm biased as fuck, but I had to make this video anyway because I really enjoyed the game and I hope it does well. So, and I hope you enjoy it as well. That's actually the main reason why I make this video, because I want you to enjoy the game as much as I do. So, here it is. I hope you do. Thanks all for watching. I'm TH Point. Have fun and see you next time.